internet issues, but we are back here in qualifying, 8.5 minutes to go, and I just noticed Carter, he's in the pits, but he's got the soft tires equipped, so I'm not too sure if that's just the game doing a game thing, or maybe he's thinking of timing it to go out on those soft tires. Sweetcar 19 is still our pole sitter. Jair's in second. Itzakush rounds out the top three. Looks like Jamie won. He's on a flying lap, so we'll ride with him as I spread out the news stream to everyone. And no, Carter back on the inner tires. I just noticed. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to get the word out that the news stream was up for those who were looking for it. Apologies for the old stream. I ran into a bit of internet issues this time around, so hopefully they don't persist for too much longer. Last few turns now, we'll see what kind of time can he put in. Will it be good enough to better his fourth position? Crosses the line for second, but not good enough to overtake Sweetcar 19. Who is still the pole sitter. He's on a fresh set of intermediate tires now, and he's going out on his out lap. So we'll see if he can better his time. Yellow flag in sector 3. That's Josh too. He is retired from the session. So very unfortunate for him. We'll see. Let's give you the onboard. We'll see. Oh, I think he just lost it out of the turn there. Very unfortunate for him. As that's his qualifying over before he could even set a lap. So it looks like Josh 2 is unfortunately going to have to start from the back of the grid once it's all said and done. So that, like I said, very unfortunate for him, but Itzakush, he crosses the line. So it's a 1:13.1, so he jumps into second, but still no one able to beat Sweetcar 19. His time of a 1:13.060. Speaking of Sweetcar 19, he's coming out on a flying lap right now, going into turn 4. That is a very difficult turn. In my experience, I always hit the brakes a little bit too late, tend to go wide. Looks like he's running into a bit of traffic. There's a Ferrari there going to pick some flowers, I guess, letting the drivers by. But here we go. He is doing a very good lap so far from what I can see. No big mistakes from what I can tell. A little bit of loses the back end there. Bit of commentator's curse, I guess, on my end. But let's see. He crosses the line. Not fast enough, but it doesn't matter because he is still in pole position for the moment. 5.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Let's see, that was catastrophic, going a little bit slow there. Let's see, now Pubed, he's in 6th, we'll see. He's going to cross the line soon. Can he better his time of a 1:14? Looks like he does. Jumps up into 5th, that's a 1:13.7, as now we've got 15 drivers who have set times so far in this qualifying, but we still have a few drivers who haven't gone out yet. That is the deck, Sophion and Stunik, who have decided so far they do not want to qualify. Maybe they'll just go out at the end. Other than that, Sweetcar 19 still in pole. Itzakush in second. Jamie 1 rounds out the top 3, at least for now. Okay, let's see. Let's jump on board with Carter. We'll see what kind of lap time he can put in as he's coming around. He just came around turn 3, going down this back straight, about to approach turn 4. It's a very difficult turn. We'll see how he does it. Slides a little bit there. Looks like he does catch a bit of grass, but all in all, a pretty decent turn. Now he's coming into the middle section. Let's take a look and see, can he connect the turns? Looks like he goes a little bit wide to the racing line, but might not matter too much as he's coming towards the last few turns. We'll see what kind of time he can put in. coming around the last corner now. Doesn't catch too much curb, so won't lose too much time there. He crosses the line. That's good enough to jump him into 6th now with a 1:13.7. But I'm sure there's room for improvement for Carter on that lap, and I'm sure he knows it too. But that's still a very solid lap to put him up into 6th. Now let's see, we'll jump with Jer. Looks like there's a slow Red Bull of Jordan out there, letting some faster drivers through. But here we have it. He's coming around the last few corners. He's in 4th. We'll see, can he better his lap time, overtake Sucre 19 to get the new pole position late in qualifying. He's coming around the last corner now. Catches a tiny little bit of curb there. Not be fast enough. Let's see. He crossed the line. He's still in 4th, so I don't think he beat his time. But still sitting at a pretty decent spot in 4th now. Is here we have Carter. He's coming around now for another lap. We'll see. Looks like he likes the lap so far. What kind of time can he put in as he comes around? Still in 6th, so not the a 1:18. So maybe not the best lap for Carter, but we'll see what he decides to do as he goes around once again. Now we've got the top 3 coming out for their out laps near the end of this qualifying session. Now we'll ride with Cotton Eye Joe. Looks like he's on a flying lap as Mr. Cool. He retires from the session, so that's the end of Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool's qualifying. It's near the end, so he doesn't miss too much. But I'm sure he was hoping to better his current spot. But here we go, Cotton Eye Joe. He crosses the line. He is in 9th. 1:14.0, but gets immediately bumped down to 10th as some other drivers are setting times. But now currently sitting in 10th is Cotton Eye Joe. Here we go. That's we've got Pretzels going a little bit slow now, letting some faster cars go through. But looks like it's a bit of a gaggle of slow cars there. But here we go. The deck. He has not set a time. Neither has a Stunik. We're coming down to the last minute of the qualifying, so I don't think they have too much time. But it might be in the strategy of theirs to not set a time. As I see, who is that? Oh, that's Carter, who's out of the session. I think he missed turn 1. Maybe he decided, no, I'm not going to set a decent lap, and called it there. And now Sucre 19, he's coming around now. Doesn't really set a great time, a 1:29.7, but maybe it was a bit of an outlap in his sake, as we get a pretty nice little camera view there with the chopper cam, watching him go around in the dying seconds of qualifying now. Coming up into that turn 3 there, takes it very nicely. It's a easy turn to overshoot and end up in that runoff section there, but you lose lots of time when you go ahead and do that. And there we have it. We have hit the end of qualifying. The drivers are just setting their last lap times now, before we head off to the race. And we'll see. Now, a little bit of a word. We may or may not get a co-com later on here in the session. We will find out soon enough if he shows up. Maybe he'll be on time for the race. Maybe he'll be a little bit later, but we'll see. But there we go. More and more drivers are retiring from the session since the end. Maybe they're on their last lap. Don't want to do it anymore. Just want to watch it. There we go. Sucre 19. He crosses the line. Doesn't better his time. But he's still our current... Oh, no, he does better his time. A 1:12.7 now is the time to beat. Izakush comes around the corner now. He sets a 1:12.764. So very, very close between Sucre 19 and Izakush. But Sucre 19 just etches him out for the pole position, and that'll do it for qualifying. So it's very close, very exciting, and I'm excited to see what the race will bring it was a full wet session, intermediate tires the whole way through. So we'll have to see what the race brings with that. But there we go. Suicar 19 is will be starting on pole, but just barely. Taken away by Itzakush. Jamie 1 and 3rd, Jaren 4th, few rounds at the top 5, and there we have it. This is the order there for the race. Starting off very, very shortly now, and I'm curious to see what the weather will bring because, like I said, dynamic weather is out. Our dynamic weather is on for this race, so we will see. Will it be a dry session to start, or will we be seeing more of the wet driving? It looks like it is dry, but not really sunny, so we might see some rain later on as the race starts. Who knows? Maybe even early on. We've seen that before. Now we are going to be taking a bit of a moment here before we start the formation lap. Let the drivers get up, grab a drink, get into the race mindset. Whatever they need to do. But we will start soon enough here for the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, I was hoping to get a little bit of insight on the weather, but unfortunately that is not the case. But it's all right. We will find out all together here, myself in the commentary booth and all of you at home. But yeah, we're just taking a moment for those of you who are not aware. Looks like there we go. We got the green light, and we will be starting very shortly, within the next 30 seconds, the formation lap. I don't know about you folk at home, but I'm excited. I'm very, very excited for the race. We had a pretty good qualifying session. It was very, very close between the top two and everyone else on the grid. So I'm excited to see what the race will bring. And the Red Bull Ring, it's a pretty short circuit, I must say. So it'll be pretty quick lap times, 36 times around this track. And there we go. We are starting the formation lap now. We'll just jump on board with Suicar 19 coming around the first corner. Nothing too much there unless the sun is in the way, but which is not the case. They'll plow down this long straight, coming into this little kink, which is turn 2, before having to slam on the brakes in turn 3 as Suicar 19 is coming around there. We saw very good battle between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen there last year. So we'll see if we can get some more action, as that's probably one of the better overtaking zones. But after that, they hit another DRS zone down this straight coming into turn 4. It's very easy to overshoot because it's a downhill turn. So it's very easy to miss your brake spot, brake a little bit too late, and go very wide around that corner. Then they come around these two left-handers on the inside of the track, which I find are not the hardest turns, but you have to carry a lot of speed to come out before hitting these the last two turns, as the drivers are coming up to now before you end the lap. And there we go, another downhill turn there. So same deal as turn 4, kind of easy to overshoot it. And oh my goodness, did I just see raindrops start falling on the track? I'll have to keep an eye out on that for everyone. I think I do see a little bit, a tiny little bit of drops of rain. Getting the, let's see, the tire input, position change. There we go. So there's the tire input. Sorry about everyone watching at home. Let's see, we don't need that. All right. Let's see, yeah, it's perfect. Alright, so leave that like that for now as the drivers are lining up. We are about ready to start the race here. There we go. We are waiting the lights. A little bit of lag here, but that might just mean no lag before. Here we go. Alright, so with the red lights, up to 5 now, and they're out, and we're off. So here we go. I see a Renault that went really wide. It's a Cush putting pressure on Sucrown 19. He goes down the inside, and there we go. As I'm going to go around very, very slow here around the corner. Hopefully there were no contact, but looks like the drivers got out through turn 1 pretty cleanly from what I can see. A little bit of 3 wide back there. Looks like there was some wing damage coming into turn 3. We're side by side. Gurman and Carter coming around the straight. Oh, who's going to take this? On a big battle for 6th as they're coming around. Looks like Carter, is on the inside. Looks like he actually is able to take that position, but now we have Pubed and Jamie 1 battling it out near the top. I'm seeing Sophian. Oh no, I wonder what happened to Sophian. Maybe he went wide around the corner, but it looks like Jamie 1 actually now being pressured by Carter. So Carter on a very, very good start. And who is that? Ilbiku in the back. It looks like he makes a mistake on those inside turns there. Looks like, oh no, there's contact, and that's Carter. Thankfully it happened probably at the best spot for him, right at the pit entry, so he can quickly dive in and change his wing. But that's very, very unfortunate. That is going to hinder him early on, but let's not count him out because it's still early on. But here we go. It's a Cush in the lead of the Grand Prix on those soft tires, followed by Sweet Crown 19, who was overtaken by It's a Cush early on, right on the run into the first turn. Jer in third, but it looks like he's being pressured by Pube right now. But we have a virtual safety car out. I didn't even notice that until now. Looks like very excited. It looks like, oh, now we're off green. So Pube just barely mistimes that safety car there to make the overtake right at the end of the VSC. I'm seeing pretty close battles here with the midfield. Lots of cars grouped together. A nice little string there. And we'll see if anybody can make moves. Actually, you know what? Let's jump back to Pube because he's so close to Jer for that third place early on in the race. So we'll see if he can make the move going down the start-finish straight. DRS has been enabled now. So maybe not this straight, but potentially down the next one with a DRS zone here. As they're getting close to Sweet Crown 19 on those medium tires as well. So let's see. No, the move doesn't get made. He gets very close. I saw Mr. Cool. He made a move on Damsey early on in the race, and there we go. Josh 2 makes a nice little move on his teammate Catastrophic. Nice little Ferrari battle there early on in this race. So Josh 2 jumps up into 9th now. And we'll jump with Jordan. He's really close to Pretzels, looking to jump into 7th here early on. He's thinking about going down the inside. Thinks a little bit better of it for the moment. And you can definitely see the rain coming down at least a little bit now. So we'll see if that has a bit of an effect on anything going on. Nice battle between Mr. Cool and Catastrophic. Mr. Cool makes the move stick, so he's up into 10th now, that last points paying position. And what happened here? The Racing Point drivers having a bit of a battle, and that looks like it's the Jediant who overtakes Jer for that 4th. Pubed up into 3rd, Sweet Crown in 2nd, but It's a Cush on a nice 2-second lead now, kind of running away at least a little bit. Now here we go, Damsey. He's getting close to Catastrophic. Will he be able to make a move? So you can kind of see it. You can definitely see the rain on the screen when we go into this view. Doesn't look like it's affecting the track too much just yet. It's this very, very slow rain that could take quite a bit of time. Who knows? We might not even see a wet period in this entire session, given the rain the way it's coming down. But we'll have to see what the drivers decide to do. But we might see some bold strategy calls on this race. And here we go, Damsey and Catastrophic. They're still battling it out, very close. Only 3/10 separating the both of them. Damsey will have DRS, as you can see it open there on this view. The start-finish straight isn't really the best spot to overtake, at least in my experience. But if you can get a good run out of the first turn down into this straight, then you can definitely get a decent overtake done. As they come around. Unfortunately, Dempsey, actually he gets very close on the exit of that turn, but nothing happens, at least for there. Mr. Cool, he was also pretty close to Josh. He goes, oh my goodness, what happened there? Mr. Cool, he completely missed the brake zone, had to duck himself out of the way. Oh, and he almost takes out a Stunik on the entry back onto the tracks, but that's still heartbreak for Mr. Cool, as he goes all the way down into 14th now at the once that's all said and done. So we'll jump with Josh too. He's close to Pretzels. Will he make the move? He doesn't make it stick there, but he looks like he's very close, so might set him up on that start-finish straight. He's got the DRS open. Pretzels has it too, so maybe he won't gain as much as he was hoping, but it's a nice little three-way battle now going on for 7th. But here we go. Josh 2 gets a nice run. Pretzels doesn't really get the best exit. They're side by side now going, or they were side by side, but Josh 2 has to give out. But he goes down the inside, down into turn 3, and he makes the move stick. Very nice move by Josh 2, and he goes up into 8th now here on lap 6 of the Austrian Grand Prix. And there we go. Speaking of moves, Dempsey goes and makes a move on Catastrophic, or at least it looked like it. Catastrophic not giving up, going around the, trying to go around the outside, but Dempsey does make the move stick. But now Catastrophic under pressure by Sofian, who's looking to come up the grid. Sofian, he was forced to the outside there, so he can't really make anything stick. Maybe the traction isn't all that great there, being out of the racing line. But he parks into the back, but he's thinking about throwing it down the inside here, down this straight. Thinks better of it, a little bit too late. Not worth the dive bomb this early on. But here we go, Catastrophic and Dempsey. It looks like they're battling now, side by side, or they were side by side. Nice little three-car battle going on between Dempsey, Sofian, and Catastrophic. Now Sofian and Dempsey having a battle now. Oh no, what happened there? That's Mr. Cool. He is out of the session as he loses it coming out of turn 1. And now here we go. Dempsey passes Sofian now back to this battle here. But that's heartbreak. But actually here we get a rest now, because that's absolute heartbreak. And I just noticed this now. At night he has to jump into the pits. He's all the way down at the bottom of the order. I'm not too sure what happened to him. Maybe he took a bit of wing damage. Let's see. He's putting on the soft tires. So that might be an indicator that inters could be coming soon. He doesn't really need to change his wing, from what I can tell. No damage from what I can see. So maybe he just lost it on those medium tires, or just pitting under the safety car. He's in. So he goes and pits under the safety car there. We're seeing more and more drivers jumping into the pits now. It'll be interesting to see with the rain what kind of strategies everyone's gonna come up with. But here we go. So it's a Kush. He's in the lead, followed by Sweet Car 19, who's right behind him now with this safety car. Jediant is in 3rd, Jer in 4th, so Racing Point 3 and 4, and he's followed behind by Cotton Eye Joe. Pretzels in 6th, Pubed in 7th, Catastrophic in 8th, Dempsey in 9th, and then Dempsey's teammate in the Renault, the Deck, rounds out the top 10. And actually here we go, we're seeing some drivers jump on the intermediate tires. Josh 2, Jordan JT, Sofian, he goes on the intermediates, and Gernman, he's going on the intermediates. So we're seeing some bold strategy calls under the safety car. We'll have to see how it plays out for them. If you're right on board with it, it's a Kush. It doesn't really look like it's super wet, at least from what I can see on my screen. Maybe everyone at home can give their opinions on it, but it might not quite be the time yet. But maybe you're planning, once the safety car finishes, it's not going to be in this lap, maybe next lap, maybe lap after that, maybe then it'll be time for those intermediate tires we'll just have to see what kind of strategies can play out. But actually now we've got the top runners now, except for Itikush. They're diving into the pits. So what are they going to be putting on? I mean, those lots of inner tires from what I can see. Oh, is it time for the inner tires now? Because I'm seeing more and more drivers putting them on. Not all of them. El Biku actually goes on the full wets. So what will this race bring? For everyone watching at home, myself included, well, let's if the tire choices are any indication of what's going to go on, then you know, let's I'm ready for it. This could this could play very interestingly, but it's a cushion Jamie 1. They've elected to stay out. They're still on those soft tires. Everybody else behind them has jumped on the wet tires, including including one full wet choice of El Biku. So we might see the rain come down more and more. It does look like it is picking up a little bit now that they mention it. So maybe it's a cushion Jamie 1 at a bit of a disadvantage, having not pit with the rest of the group. But we will have to see what happens. It does look as though it is coming down a little bit more here at the racetrack. But the safety car going around, I don't think it's coming in this time. No, it's not. Itikush thinks about going into the pits, but he doesn't. Jamie 1, he doesn't either. Goes a little bit wide there on that exit. And I'm not too sure if that had to do with the tires or if that had to do with with just going slow. But we will see. But to be honest, I don't know why they didn't pit. They're soft tires. They're pretty old tires, 9 laps and 8 laps respectively. So I'm really not too sure why you wouldn't take the free pit stop under the safety car and end up on those better tires. But I trust they've got their strategy with how they want to do it. El Biku, he gets off the wet tires and jumps on the medium tires, so we have another runner for dry tires. But looks like the dry tire runners are very outnumbered by the wet tires. But here we go, lap 10 under the safety car now after an incident involving Mr. Cool. He lost, losing it on the exit of the first turn. We're under the safety car, waiting for that safety car to go back into the pits so we can start the race. I'd like to think it would happen this lap. And there we go. Safety car is in this lap, so we will be restarting the race very shortly. Itikush, she's backing up the grid now, letting the safety car take a run back to the pits. Hopefully we don't run into similar incidents as we've had in the past where everyone is being a little bit too held up. But here we go. I'm excited to see what will happen with these dry tires compared to the wets with everyone in behind. Looks like Itikush, he goes into the pits, so both dry tires, they're going into the pits. So Josh too now, he is the new leader of the race. So very poor strategy call by the two drivers who stayed out in the softs, and now they're going to be bumped all the way to the back of the grid basically by the time the pit stop is said and done. But here we go, Josh 2 is in the lead, followed by Jordan, and Sweet Crown 19 is right behind Jordan coming down this straight turn 2 into turn 3. Sweet Crown 19 throws it down the inside. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. What else can you expect by the championship leader? He's up into second now. Oh, what happened here? Holy moly, big chaos has ensued. Chaos ensued. I think that was catastrophic. That was sideways on the track. So it looks like those inner tires only helping so much, and there we go. Just about the whole grid is on those intermediate tires now. So I guess it is definitely time. Let's jump on board with Knight. He's getting very close to the deck. Can he make a move stick? He was in last place. He's up into 12th now. Now that it's all said and done. He was one of the first to jump into the pits on those intermediate tires. It looked like, I believe, or maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But we'll see. Can he make the move stick when he goes for it? Falling behind a little bit, but not too much. Like I said, this straight isn't the best spot to make a move. He thinks about it at the end, but thinks a little bit better of it. He might try again. Unfortunately, there's no DRS to help out with, from what I can see, given the wet weather conditions. So he won't get that boost. He throws it down the inside. Can he make it stick? He's in the inside. Gets the elbows out a little bit. The deck goes a little bit wide on the exit too, and that's Knight up into 11th. Elsewhere, Jer's getting close to Cotton Eye Joe. Josh 2, Sweet Crown 19 actually getting close to Josh 2 for the lead. And they're actually building a gap to Jordan in third, who's now being pressured by Giant. But I want to keep an eye on this lead, on this lead battle between Josh 2 and Sweet Crown 19, because this could heat up very shortly. As we're coming around the last turns now, will Sweet Crown 19 decide to make a move down the start-finish straight? Thinks better of it, but we'll see if he can do it on the run-up into turn 2 and 3. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I think that's El Biku struggling on those dry tires. And here we go. Sweet Crown 19 throws it into the inside. Does he make the move stick? Josh 2 doesn't want to give it up, but it looks like he's going to have to. Sweet Crown 19 gets the better traction as he comes around as he comes out of the. Oh no! Heartbreak for Pretzels as he goes a little bit wide down the turn there, so he loses out. He's down into 16th. And then he's battling, jumps right into the battle with Catastrophic as he comes back on track, but he's going to lose another spot to Itzakush, who caught him napping as he was focusing on overtaking Catastrophic there. Now here we go, lap 13. Like Carter's getting close to Cotton Eye Joe in the battle for 9th. We're coming close to the midway point. We're on the inter tires now. Given the wet weather conditions, we'll see if they're going to improve or if they're going to get worse as the race goes on. But Carter getting very close to Cotton Eye Joe nonetheless, here and now. So we'll see if he can make a move and get up into 9th. Gets close to Cotton Eye Joe. Carter gets a nice exit, but unfortunately he cannot make the move stick. So Cotton Eye Joe holds on to that ninth spot. Now we'll jump to elsewhere where Damsey is getting very close to Sophion, but they're getting close to Jedian. So we got a nice little string of cars from 3rd all the way down. Sweet Car 19, he's starting to build a gap in the lead of the race. So if you're somebody like Jamie 1, or if you're somebody like Jamie 1, or even Itzakush or Pubed, you don't want to see that gap being built. I'm thinking, especially if you're Jamie 1, you're second in the championship, but you're all the way down in 18th, and you're going to have to battle back. Now you're going to have to battle up the grid, while Sweet Crown 19, he can just run away from everyone. Happened there. There we go. It's a Kush. He was up in the lead. Looked like he missed the pit window compared to everybody else, but he's making a bit of move. He's up in the 14th now. Carter finally he gets past Cotton Eye Joe, and it looks like Knight's getting involved in this battle too. They're going side by side now, coming up into turn 4. Who's going to have more guts? Knight is down the inside. He gets a traction. Oh no, Carter loses it a little bit. Looks like he interferes with Cotton Eye Joe. Interferes with I think that was a Stunek too. A bit of an incident there, maybe a racing incident for Carter. He falls all the way down to 18th. He just lost it in turn 4 with the rain, but that's Knight up into 9th now. Now that that's all said and done, so he continues onwards and chasing Pubed. There we go. Oh my goodness, what happened there? Dempsey, and that's Pubed. He's out of the race. Dempsey jumps into the pits. Here, let's take a look and see what happened there. Oh my goodness, there's Pubed. He's parked there. I'm not too sure if he hit the wall or if that was just contact, but we have a virtual safety car now for that incident. And there we go. Another driver bites the dust, and it looks like that was between Pubed and Dempsey there. So we'll have to see if the stewards are going to take a look at that later on. Because I'm not too sure if that was a racing incident or if that, if something happened there. But there we go. Virtual safety car. A bit of time to breathe now. So Sweet Crown 19 is in the lead. Josh 2 in second. Jordan JT up into third. Jediant and Sophian round out the top 5. But that's a bit of heartbreak as we get back into racing now. As Jediant now, he's very close to Jordan JT. A bit of contact is made there, but we'll have to see if he can make the move stick. So they come around the little S section there. Can be pretty tricky in the wet weather conditions, but we have a nice 3-car battle coming around the last few corners now. Let's see, can anybody make a move? Can anybody make a pass work here on lap 17 within these 3 cars, or anybody else really? It looks like Sophian's getting very close to Jediant there. So we'll see if he can make the move going into turn 2 and then turn 3, like we've seen so many times today. I think he's a little bit too far back. He tries the outside, but thinks much better of it. Maybe try to switchback move that didn't quite work too well, but he's actually right on the heel. You can actually see some spray now from coming from the car. So if there was any doubt before, oh my goodness, what a move! There's some contact there. And there's Jediant off the track after a very interesting incident on turn 4 with a bit of contact as the move was attempted to be made. But that's too bad for Jediant, who's down into 6th now. And there's Sophian up into 4th. But hot on Sophian's tail is Jediant's teammate Jer, who he wants to make his way up the rankings too. He's not going to be happy with the 5th, so he's going to try to make a move stick as they're coming around. There we go. Isakush, he's up into 9th. He was leading the race for a while there. We saw Gerdman go a little bit wide there, but Isakush looking to try to get a move on a little bit, work his way up the standings, and he's going to have to get past Gerdman to do it. He's closing the gap pretty quickly. It was down to 3, up to 5, up to half a second now. Coming down a long straight, so loads of time to make the move. We'll see what he can do. They go around to turn 2, leading into turn 3. Goes down the inside, and pretty easy move before the turn arrives for Itzakush. He jumps into 8th, so now we can go continue his way on. We'll jump back to the battle between Sophian and Jer, and it looks like we hit it at a critical point where they're going side by side now in this battle for 4th. Who's gonna take it? Sophian looks like he's keeping it, but no, Jer, he's not giving up. He's well, he does have to back away for now, but nice little side by side battle for quite some time, and I don't think this is gonna end anytime soon between these 2 drivers. And yeah, look at that. Jer's thinking about it again. Thinks better of it this time around. He's going to try to stick close by to get a nice little run into this start-finish straight. But it's a very exciting battle that we have on the screen now. But for the battle for 4th, they're very close by. Jer is and Sophian. Jer practically pushing Sophian around the corner. There we go. We see them going side by side again. Will Jer make the move stick this time around as they come around to turn 2 into turn 3? Jer's on the inside. And it looks like he makes the move. Can he? No, they're still side by side as they're going to go to turn 4. Jer looks like he is able to win the drag race as he takes fourth, but now Sofia not going to give up as they go around turn 4, looking for a mistake to happen, but no, there we go. So Jer is able to hold on to the position at least for now, up into fourth. I don't think Sofian's going to give it away that easily. He's probably going to come back and try to push the position a little bit later on, but there we go. Jediant now getting close. He's getting back into the battle with Sofian there. So we'll have to keep an eye on this battle for fourth between 4, 5, and 6. Suikra 19, he's run away with the race at least a little bit. Josh 2, 2.5 seconds behind. But other than the two of them, not too many people. But there we go. Jer getting very close to Jordan now. We'll see if he can make the move. The same place where he made the move on Sofian just one lap ago. As they're coming around, he goes, kicks it down to the inside. They're battling it there. Will he make it stick? It looks like he can. Definitely makes the move work before the turn even arrives, and that's Jer up into third. And now he's going to try to close the gap on Josh 2 and Suikra 19 to maybe battle for the win before the race is done. Here we go. Sit rep. We are on lap 20. Suikra 19 is still the leader. Josh 2 in second. Jer rounds out the top 3. We're watching the battle for fourth now because it's very, very close. Currently, it's the battle for fifth, though, because given the 1 second gap. But Sofian and Jediant are battling it out. We'll give the onboard with Jediant now as they're coming around the last few corners. You don't really want to get too aggressive around these corners. You just want to make sure you optimize the exit, get the good line, so you can hopefully make a run down this straight. Luckily, if going down this straight doesn't work, if you get a good exit coming around turn 1, you've got a nice long straight leading up to turn 2 and turn 3 that you can make a move. We've seen it so often today so far, and we'll see if we can see it again. There's El Biku. He's going on the medium tires, and Jamie 1 pitting onto the softs. Oh my goodness, Jediant, he misses the turn a little bit, and now it's and that nearly had to give up another position to Knight. Luckily, Jediant is able to hold on to it for now. But he has to grow a bit of a gap, and now he's going to have to defend against Knight, who's caught up to the pack, and he's going to want to get into this battle a little bit to work his way up the rankings. And I'm seeing more and more drivers now getting on the dry tires. We're up to 3 now, so it's at the end of the wet session. The spray has definitely subsided, and I'm not seeing any rain on the screen anymore. So here we are on lap 21. Will it be time for dry tires? As what happened there is that there's Jamie 1. He's in the grass, or he's in the gravel. He's on those soft tires. Looks like lots of other drivers are pitting now. We'll see if they're going to go on the dry tires. Maybe it was a lap too early for Jamie 1, because that's not going to help him. And there we go. There we go. They are getting on to these the dry tires. So I guess the wet tire session has pretty much ended for most of these, for at least half of the drivers now. But there we go. Jediant chasing down Isakush for fourth. He got very close into turn 3. We'll see if he can get close into turn 4. Not as close, but he's still only 5/10 behind. But we're seeing most of the drivers now getting on those dry tires. Cotton Eye Joe is able to make a move on Knight, but Knight isn't giving up. He's coming right back. Goes down the outside, but I don't think he's that's a great spot to be in on turn 4. So he's gonna have to settle for the 12th. Oh no, he isn't, because he catches Cotton Eye Joe napping a little bit, going around those inside turns, and he actually makes the move stick on Cotton Eye Joe, jumping up into 11th now. on those medium tires, so even overtaking Cotton Eye Joe on the faster, softer compound there. But here we go. It's definitely the end of the intermediate tires. All the drivers now into the pits except for Carter, who's jumping into the pits now. Speaking of. But there we have a nice little. We had a nice little wet session. But who's that actually? That's not the deck. Is that was Damsey? It looks like he had a bit of an incident coming out of those turns there. No wing damage from what I can tell, and he just continues on. I guess he just lost the back end a little bit, but that's definitely a bit of time loss on his end. But here we go. Gernman very close to Sofian now. He's going to be on the inside coming into these turn 4 actually. So it looks like he is able to make the move stick. But we'll see if Sofian's gonna do the same thing that we saw Knight do on. But no, he doesn't. And that's Gernman who takes the 7th position away from Sofian now. And here we go. Jediant now battling it out with Jordan. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, it looks like. I'm not too sure what happened there. But here we go in our battle. Jediant is very, very close. Right along the back of Jordan. He's going to try to make the move into turn 1. Throws it down the inside. He does make the move stick. So there we go. Jediant up into 5th. And he treks on towards our leaders now. He still has a 5.5 second gap to close, but we'll have to see if he's got the pace now with about 12 laps to go in the Grand Prix. Here we go. Cotton Eye Joe and Knight, they're still dueling it out. Cotton Eye Joe getting close, but Knight is able to keep that 9th spot, at least for the moment. But it's a nice little battle we have between the Red Bull and the McLaren in this race. They're very, very close by, and honestly, it looks like that's probably the best battle we've got on track, at least for now. As speaking of, we actually have Gernman getting very close to Jordan. Now Gernman looking to go up into 6th. He just has to get past Jordan to do it. So he's coming around the last few turns now. Jordan's on the medium tires, so Gernman practically pushing him around that last turn. He's going to try to make the move down the start-finish straight, throws it towards the inside. He can definitely make it stick. Can he make the turn properly? Yes, he does, and that's Gernman up into 6th. I want to jump back to tonight as he's actually grown a bit of a gap to Cotton Eye Joe. But anything will happen down this long straight. We'll see if Cotton Eye Joe can actually close the gap. He's a little bit too far to make something work this time around. So Knight is safe, at least for the moment, from the onslaught of Cotton Eye Joe. As after this pit session, one thing I can say is the gaps have started to form now. So I'm not too sure. S-Crow. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see, Cotton Eye Joe, speaking of, he's actually closing the gap now, back up on Knight. So I guess this is the battle to watch, at least for the moment, as they come to the last few turns now. Cotton Eye Joe getting very close, only half a second behind Knight. Cotton Eye Joe is on the faster tires, so maybe he's finally gotten that groove, and now we're starting to see his true pace. Knight tries to break off the toe. Close. Thankfully, there's no contact. A little bit of contact there, and they both go for a bit of a spin. Cotton Eye Joe resets to the track. Knight backs up and has to rejoin. He loses out in a few more positions in the process, but that's very, very unfortunate for what happened there. The stewards might take a look at that after the end of the race, but that's very, very unfortunate for Knight, who wants to now settle for 12th and catch back up. And here we go. Speaking of, Pretzel's now getting very close to catastrophic. Will he make the move work? Yes, he does. Pretzels is on the faster tires. He's on the soft tires there, but Catastrophic isn't giving up. He goes to the inside. There we go. We get a nice chase cam here. Catastrophic, he doesn't want to give up that spot without a fight, but it looks like he's going to have to give it up, at least for now. and maybe regroup and retry that attack later on as the race goes on. And here we go. Sophian is getting close to Jordan now. But what happened here to Cotton Eye Joe jumping into the pits? That's what happened there. Here we go. We'll ride with Sophian. He's getting close to Jordan, but just a little bit too far to make the move stick down into turn 3. But we'll see if the lead up into turn 4 is any more fruitful for him. He thinks about making the move. He goes down the inside. He gets the braking right, and he looks like he is able to make the move stick pretty easily around Jordan in that Red Bull. So Sophian up in the 7th. And he's going to try to catch up to Gernman. So I noticed Street Crown 19, I think he set the fastest lap now. And here we go, Pretzels and Catastrophic dueling it out, going around these left-handers here. They're side by side. Looks like Pretzels is able to just barely inch out Catastrophic for now, but that's a nice battle between the two of them. And one person who's happy about the battle is ISRL Knight, who's catching up to Pretzels and Catastrophic, and he's going to look to join this battle within the next lap or two. Now here we go, Gernman and Jediant, they're battling it out. Gernman's getting very close now, so the gaps are starting to close between some of these drivers. They're on similar tires, Gernman and Jediant, so we won't necessarily see a tire advantage. There we go, we get a nice better view there as they're coming around. Jediant is still holding that spot, at least for the moment. But I'm sure Gernman isn't going to give it up, or Gernman isn't going to give up without at least putting up a bit of a fight. Now I want to jump back to Catastrophic and Pretzels. They're very, very close, and there you go. You can see Knight right in the thick of the battle now. Knight got sent a little off course early on in the race after a bit of an incident, but he's back on the track now, and he's going to try to work close the gap now, maybe pass Catastrophic and Pretzels. But we'll see. The other two drivers, they have the same thing in mind. Pretzels is trying to get away. Catastrophic putting the pressure on him. But actually, here we go. Gernman and Jediant caught that at just the right time, and Gernman makes a nice move down turn 3. But Jediant isn't necessarily giving up as they're storming down towards turn 4. Jediant goes around the outside, but I think that's a little attempt to try to make it look like there was a move, because Gernman easily keeps that spot. And here we go, not much change, at least down into turn 3, and it looks like it's still single file going down to turn 4. Catastrophic thinks about making a move, throws his nose in the inside a little bit, but can't make anything of it. So Pretzels keeps the 9th spot away from Catastrophic. But it's a nice little three-way battle we have going there, and actually Carter looks like he's catching up too in that Mercedes car, so we could be in for an even better battle as the race comes to its conclusion. We have 6 laps to go now in the race, so just like that, we're nearing the end of the race. But yeah, so Street Crown 19, he's haven't spoken too much of him. He's the leader. He's been leading for a better part of the race. Josh 2 in 2nd after a nice strategy call, and Jerry's he's rounding out the top 3. It's a Cush. Good work from him, able to fight his way back up to 4th after a pretty bad pit call under the safety car early on in the race. And there's Gernman rounding out the top 5. Now here we go. These 3 drivers very, very close together. Oh my goodness, Knight tries to make a move. Can he make it stick past Catastrophic? He goes in the inside. Catastrophic gets a little bit better traction. So looks like Knight's still going to have to settle for 11th for now, but he isn't giving up without a fight. Knight practically pushing Catastrophic around those turns. But here we go. Will he make the move stick? We'll give the onboard. Thinks about going down the inside, but thinks better of it. Didn't quite have the traction to make the speed work. But we'll have to keep an eye out on this battle. And Pretzels, meanwhile, is able to create a bit of a gap between Catastrophic and Knight thanks to this battle. So he's probably very happy about that. But here we go, round 2. Knight very close this time around. He throws it towards the right. It'll be the inside line. He can make the move stick. Catastrophic is still sniffing there for a moment, but looks like he's going to have to concede that 10th position, that 10th spot tonight for the moment. So there we go. Knight up into 10th, and he's going to have to try to... Well, oh, actually, now that I say that, Catastrophic tries to put it down the outside, switches over to the inside. But no, it doesn't work, at least for the moment. But Catastrophic isn't giving up. He's keeping Knight very honest in this battle. Lap 32 now. But we'll see, because Carter's inching closer and closer to this battle. So Catastrophic can't be caught napping too much in the attempt to overtake Knight here in the closing stages of the race. And there we go. Carter only half a second out, but Catastrophic looking to make a move. There's a bit of contact there. Knight is on the inside. Bit of elbows out. Some wing damage, and look at that. Carter gets a nice run, and he's able to pass both of them after they were caught napping, battling with each other. Knight thought about making a move, but he's missing an end plate there. Catastrophic. Let's see if he has a bit of damage. No, it doesn't look like Catastrophic took any damage, so I think Knight took the worst of it, losing a bit of an end plate in that battle with Catastrophic, but Carter's very aware of the situation, and both cars in one fell swoop, so just like that, he's up into that final points-paying position from down in 12th. Of patience and skillful driving from the Mercedes driver there to not only love it in regards to the Stewart's ruling. We'll have to see a little bit later on in the race. Cotton Eye Joe getting very close to Damsey to show a little bit more action here on the track. Catastrophic makes the move on Knight. Looks like he makes it fairly easily, actually, into turn 3. But there we have it. Catastrophic up into 11th, Knight down into 12th. But still, there we go. Knight goes down the inside, catches Catastrophic, maybe napping a little bit on the outside there, and Knight takes that 11th spot back, as we have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that a Racing Point driver? Maybe that's Jediant that struggled a little bit. Or Jer, I guess. Yeah, it must have been Jer that struggled a little bit. We have Itzakush now right behind him. Oh, what happened here? Yellow flag in Sector 2. As I guess that was Cotton Eye Joe and Damsey getting caught up a little bit. Oh yeah, so we can see a little bit something there. Damsey loses it. He has to ghost to get back on the track. Here we go. Knight and Catastrophic still battling it out as they're going side by side. Knight is able to keep the spot, but Catastrophic, he's not giving up without a fight. Can't tune away to other battles as much as I want to see other battles. I want to see between Itzakush and Jer. But Catastrophic and Knight, there's some more contact there as they come around the turn 4. Catastrophic now takes the worst of it. Thankfully, he didn't break any he didn't take any wing damage there. Thankfully for him, but that did definitely grow the gap between him and Knight. And look at that, Carter was able to grow a nice gap while Knight and Catastrophic are fighting there. But here we go. It's a Kush very close to Jer now. Let's see this battle go. Jer goes in the inside. Itzakush around the so Itzakush still behind now on the penultimate lap. But it's a nice little battle that we have going on between these two racers. And now here we go. It's nice and sunny out to end the race. But we've got a nice little duel for the last podium position here at the end of the race. Now that it's all said and done between Jer and Itzakush. So we'll keep an eye on this as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like there's a Maybe that's Pretzels as Damsey leaves the session. But I'm not too sure who that was struggling. But here we go, the last lap of the race. Jer, it's a cush. The position could be decided right here between the two of them as they're coming down to turn 3. Will Isakush make a move of desperation? No, he doesn't, but he stays very close, gets a nice exit. We'll give you the onboard, as it looks like Jer actually gets some better traction as he comes out of turn 3. Will Isakush make a move going into turn 4? Thinks about it. Jer shuts the door pretty well, doesn't allow for a move to be made. But now we're coming around to the dying sector now. Going around these inside turns. Who is that parked off all the way to the end there? I think that's Pretzels maybe had a bit of an issue, but here we go, coming down to the end, very close. We're coming around the last few turns now. They're in yellow flags, so very unfortunate for Isakush. But it looks like Jer will cross the line to take 3rd. It's a cushion 4th when it's all said and done. But here we go, Streetcar 19, a dominating race as usual. He takes the win, and that's a very important win for the championship, especially considering his championship rival Jamie 1, who's normally in. Oh, what happened there? Oops, sorry about that. Got a little distracted. Saw something happening on track there. But yeah, his Streetcar 19's rival, Jamie 1, he's only in 12th. So as it stands, he's actually not going to score any points in this race for the Austrian Grand Prix. So that's a net 25-point lead for Streetcar 19. But there we have it. That is the Austrian Grand Prix for ISRL Tier 1. Lots of exciting action here today, as we're going to watch the podium at least a little bit. There we go. The man in front of you, the Alfa Romeo driver, Streetcar 19. Very strong showing from him. And he takes the trophy here on track. But there we have it. Streetcar 19, like I said, takes the win. Lots of penalties. But yeah, Josh 2 up into 2nd, starting from 19th on the grid. So very impressive race for Josh 2. Jer rounds out the top 3 on the podium. It's a cushion 4th, Gurman in 5th, Jediant in 6th, Sophion in 7th, Jordan in 8th, Carter in 9th, and Catastrophic rounds out the top 10. Heartbreak for Knight as he couldn't crack the top 10 this time around. Jamie 1 down in 12th. That's very unfortunate for him, as the gap lengthens now for the championship between Streetcar 19 and himself, so Jamie 1 might just have to kiss that championship goodbye. But there we have it. I do have to say, Josh 2, driver of the week early on, just starting from 19th up into 2nd. Bold strategy calls from him, and they definitely worked out. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the race as much as I did. But that's about all I have for you. If you did enjoy, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, so that we never miss any upload that we do, because you'll get lots of exciting racing action here on the channel. But thank you so much for tuning in. I've been Fallen Monkeys. This has been the Austrian Grand Prix for ISRL Tier 1. Until next time, have a good one.